Nuclear missile ready.
Hello? Alright. Looks like I am live. Everybody, welcome to TheNydus NA, week number 6, Alpha X versus dLife. This is going to be a rough stream. It's very early. I woke up very recently. But I'm excited for this week. It's a really important one for us. We really need to beat dLife. Last week we had a tough loss to Validity Gaming, and that did not go well in terms of our playoff hopes. I think we've got a strong lineup for today, and I feel good about our chances. Iced is playing as one of their diamonds, and he is quite low. However, has not played in a long time. What was that? Wait, what is this? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, this is Alpha. Okay, this is something funny. Alright, don't know what that was. Looks like they loaded up a weird version. That's funny. Snap is also not here to support me in my casting, so it's gonna be rough sledding for a bit.
Drink some water. All right, looks like we got the correct version of Monument up, and we should be good to go. Monument's not a super weird map in terms of the map pool. Monument was the last map we played on last week, if I remember correctly. Was a ZVZ Ravage. ZVZ that Ravage played. It was quite a long ZVZ. Iced is our Terran player from dLife in the top corner as the light pink Terran. And at the bottom we have the light blue Terran, who's actually playing random, I believe. It is Kaino. Kaino been with us for a very long time. Looks like Kaino is in Texas, so that would be another hour earlier. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, it's not really the fact that it's super early. Well, it is early, but it's early to cast. It's early. It's not too early to get up and play StarCraft, but it is a little early for me to cast. Looks like Kaino is asserting that Texas is the biggest state. It is a massive state. Absolutely. Although California is so massive too. It's like an entire country inside a state. East and West Texas too. The climates between the two are so different. It's crazy. Alright, I just need to go check something with the stream. Make sure everything's good. Sorry about this. Sorry about this. 1 second. Just need to correct that. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. Okay. It looks like Kaino is poking around with a Reaper. And that got gunned down. Yeah, 1 Reaper was scouting. Looks like Ice built 2 Reapers and a Hellion. He's continuing to produce them, actually. Looks like Kaino, he only has 1 Reaper at home. I'm just going to have to start producing something here, and it's going to switch to the tech lab on the factory right away, and presumably build a tank, so that will be enough to defend here in a minute. But in the meantime, these 2 Reapers and these Hellions have free reign for a bit. Although the Hellion on wailing away on that bunker, quite comical. Not going to get a lot of damage done. 1 Reaper of Kaino is staying alive, taking some pot shots at the Reapers of Iced. And it looks like the tank's going to come out here, and that should be more than enough to take out those Hellions. Easy. Going to push this back. Does lose the depot, unfortunately. But the CC, no damage done to it yet. Ice has a 2-worker lead. I think their couple workers were killed by the Reapers of Iced. So nice hold from Kaino. But Iced, not a bad attack either. Didn't lose too much. Poked around. And gets a little worker lead. Nice play. All right. Sorry about that. Just had to trying to do Discord and cast at the same time. It's a little rough. All right. This is A+ casting, guys. I know. Looks like Iced went for a 1-1-1-esque build, although he is adding in barracks. It looks like he wants to go for a bio route. He's got +1 weapon started as well. Liberator coming out also. Kaino is going for a double medevac play. Looks like he wants to do a drop of some sorts. He's got 2 tanks out. Stim is on the way. So a bio tank drop. This could be an interesting play. Be very strong here. There's a lot of space in these mains. If he gets a tank drop in a clutch position somewhere, that could be brutal for Ice to deal with. Now Ice, I missed this, was moving out the map. He has 3 tanks, a Liberator, some Hellions, which I don't think is going to be enough right now to push in here. But if Kaino does do some sort of a drop, he's got to be careful that he doesn't lose. That he has enough at home to has enough at home to defend. So now Kaino is aware of the sieging presence of Iced. Ooh, nice, picking up that tank, gonna save it here. That's big. There also is a Viking to take some pot shots at that Liberator. Nice play from Kaino. Iced has a small supply lead here. Ice has a small lead, and he is taking advantage of this sieged position by taking his 3rd. I like this play from Ice quite a bit. Okay, kind of trying to leapfrog his tanks forward, went just far enough, and now he's going to get range on that tank. Nice play, very strong. A scan here would give him vision, but he's going to choose to not do anything about it. So get to tank for free, and now Kaino should really look to expand. He's got a CC 2/3 of the way done. So a little bit behind Iced when you factor in the travel time for the CC. Not too horrible, though. The army of Iced is quite big, though. It's got about a 10 supply lead, which I guess all in all isn't that big. But when you factor in there's a lot of Vikings and medevacs in Kaino's army, means that I think, I don't even think, Ice definitely has the mobility advantage in this game so far. CC needs to get moved down, choosing to build a SCV with it instead. Workers are tied here, but the income we can see is starting to diverge as the 3rd CC, and I missed it. Looks like there was a drop from Kaino in the main. What did it get? Looks like not much. Okay, two add-ons. So nice pickup from Kaino, not losing the medevac. That is a annoying tactic. CC is landing now for Kaino. Presumably their economies are going to now be on even footing. So I would like Kaino to branch out to the 4th sooner than maybe he is thinking. The army of Iced is just sitting in the main. I think he fears drops. And he might go from some drops of his own. Remember, Iced is going full bio. Kaino, it looks like, is going... Okay, he's transitioning into a full bio, too. For a minute, it looked like he might have been going mech. Producing a lot of Vikings, though. A lot of Vikings and tanks. Nice bio drop here from Kaino. Getting a few SCVs, delaying mining. Very nice play. And the army of Kaino is, Iced is pretty out of position. Going to have to bring it all back. So decent amount of decent amount of lost mining time here for Iced. Nice play from Kaino. Kaino does have a worker supply lead now. Looks like Ice choosing to plateau his worker production after 50. Kaino has a 20 worker lead. Is actually quite significant. Although his army is still lagging behind over time, that could have quite a big impact. And we see the income divergence here is already starting to happen. I think I've used that word divergence too many times today. I think my vocabulary is handicapped when I am groggy. Alright, so Kaino is getting into full swing bioproduction, and their supplies are getting quite close. Look at all those reactors. There's going to be a lot of Marines out for Kaino. Iced, though, I really like this, taking the 4th earlier than Iced. This is a TVT, and it's already becoming a bit of a what's the word? A bit of a slugfest, or a bit of a passive game, I should say. Not much slugging going on yet. It's a very passive game, and I think that something decisive as we move from the mid game, as we move into the mid game here, more drops are going to become a significant factor. If each player can sneak drops in and start to whittle away at each other's economies, it's going to be quite big. Ice now is picking up the slack on the worker production, getting up to 60 here. And army supply is getting quite even as well. Kaino taking his 4th year, not allowing Ice to get much of a lead. Both players really content just to macro up. Total overall supply almost dead even. Let's check upgrades. Looks a little better for Kaino for the time being. It looks like his +2 weapons is going to be done much quicker than Iced. +2 armor is going to be done about the same time. Although he does have, looks like, mech upgrades. Mech armor. Already have +1 mech armor, which means his tank's going to be a little bit more hardy. Good positioned sensor tower from Ice. It's going to check to see, going to give him an update on drops potentially going into his main. And here we go. We've got maybe a lot of medevacs getting loaded up. We'll see. Okay, it's just going to be 2. Going to be headed over to the north side. Now there is a Marine here that is in the Xel'Naga tower, and he does see these medevacs. And there is the reaction there. No, it is not, unfortunately. Now, there's a planetary. Okay, now the Marines are going up. Planetary here. So not much is going to get done. I thought he was going to try to take this base, but I guess he didn't see it. So a thwarted drop from Ice. Nice call to get that planetary there for Kaino. And Kaino is actually branching out, taking his 5th already. Strong play from him. +3 weapons started right away, making no bones about it. If he does scan and see that Ice is a little bit behind in the upgrades, it's possible later on he could take a fight with +3 weapons while he doesn't even have +2. And actually, this would be an amazing position for Kaino if he sieges right here while all of the army of Ice is bottlenecking around. This is an insanely good position for Kaino to fight, and these tanks are doing so much damage. The 3rd of Ice is gone just like that, and Kaino with a big supply lead. Vikings eating those medevacs for lunch, and it looks like he's going for a doom drop on top of the tanks. Oh my goodness, Kaino, that is sick. Not sure about these Marines getting dropped here, but still a lot of tanks were killed in that fight. Yeah, I think the later portion of that suicide drop was not uh, ideal. However, an insane amount of damage done for Kaino taking out the third. We can see the income difference huge, almost double the income for Kaino as he's fifth is up. Amazing play for Iced. Amazing play for Kaino. Oh, and it looks like Snap is here. I would love to cast with Snap because I am a little brain dead. Let's Snap, if you're hearing this, let's hop in a caster's lounge after this game. Okay. Also looks like Lilzot saying Ice was ahead for a big part of the game and didn't press it. He was ahead for... I mean, he was slightly ahead, but it wasn't a huge lead. And kind of was even, and even when Ice had like maybe a 15 supply lead for a large portion, kind of was even on tanks mostly. So a lot of that extra supply was in Marines, so... I think overall that Ice was slightly ahead, but I don't think he could have necessarily just insta-win with that. TVT takes a little bit more finesse to really take advantage of your lead, and here we go. The bio of Kaino is stimming up here. Going to try to take a fight. We'll see if the tanks can get on the high ground before the siege up is here. A lot of Vikings for Kaino, decimating the air army of Iced, but the Marines are here, and they can start taking away out these Vikings. Here we go, siege up for Iced, and he's gonna GG, as that fight was about to go really poorly for him. Well played, Kaino. That was a very passive TVT, but was very exciting at the end there. I wasn't expecting Ice to GG that quickly. Well played. Okay. All right. Let's see. I just need a second here to start the cast. All right.
All right, so well played, Kaino. All right, I need to just hop in Caster's Lounge real quick. Let's see if I can find it. Here we go. In Casting Couch 1. And hello,
Hey.
Snap. Yo, what's up?
Not much. What's up?
I'm very glad you're here, friend. Because
I'm very sorry I'm late. I meant to be up earlier.
no problem. All right. Yeah, kind of just pulled a very impressive TBT in terms of positioning, army fighting. Very strong.
Here, a lot of Vikings were Kaino.
Looks like he just took a tough fight. Like, he looks like he just got flanked, but I guess his Viking count is huge. And there's a GG. Okay.
Oh, you watch? Yeah, that's right. I forgot there was a delay. I was hearing my voice. Okay. All right. So we're gonna keep on with Kaino. We'll see who they put up. Looks like Ice is gonna stay on and run things for them. Thought it was gonna be Lunith, but
Is
and looks like they're figuring out the map right now. Oh, Sniper, you're here, man. I thought you were, Oh, never mind. That's right, he's at work. That's okay. Thanks for everyone tuning in this early. Appreciate it. We've been at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday for all the previous weeks. But it worked out best for our Masters players. Let's see who is all in. I need to get our guys to join the chat room.
So how are you doing in this very early Saturday?
I'm doing good, man. I'm excited, actually. It's cool to wake up and just start. Sorry, I was silent for a long time. I was just typing to a bunch of people.
You're good.
I actually like playing StarCraft in the morning. I feel like I have a clearer mind. It's good to just start off the day right. And good to watch StarCraft too. Casting is a little harder to get my brain to think that way. But it's fun.
Yeah. I always did like playing in the morning the most, but that was years ago.
Yeah,
And
playing in like the afternoon is kind of tough. It feels like the dead zone of the day. I always feel disgusting when I like play a ton in the afternoon and do nothing.
yeah, like the whole afternoon goes by and you're like, shit.
Yeah. How is my life? What is my life right now? Okay, it looks like we're going to get a TVP, and we're going to see the strong Mr. Kino. Okay, looks like our Masters players are good to go. That's awesome. I'm so excited for them. That was it's part of the reason why we're doing it this early, just to make sure everything's worked out for them, as this is an important week, and we need the tip-top of our Masters capability. Okay,
Yeah.
in the top corner of Jagannatha for dLife, we have the blue Protoss.
Oh, I didn't. Oh.
Oh wait, you didn't join the game?
No, I didn't realize.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry. I'm so dumb. I forgot. I guess can I ask a remake or see, I need to talk to them. How do I type directly to them?
The players or the observer?
Okay, Ice is saying okay. Ice is saying he doesn't want to restart. Sorry, man. That's my bad.
That's good. That's good. I'm gonna be on top of it next time.
Okay.
And I'll just watch the stream.
Okay.
Did you change the overlay?
All right, it's just me. Okay. So we got a TVP here. And I did not check to see the MMR of Lils versus Kaino. But Kaino is quite strong, but pretty near the peak of Diamond. And we saw his macro play quite strong as well. Not a player who's super cheesy, but does have quite a bit of good game knowledge. He does play random sometimes as well. So he knows quite a bit in terms of the build and the strategy of a lot of different matchups. So I feel very confident whenever I'm watching Kaino play. TVP is a fun matchup as well. I'm more interested in seeing sort of what the Protoss is going to do here. Is he going to do something cheesy, pull out some sort of proxy? We've been seeing a lot of DT play recently in the All-in-Nydus League, which has been quite fun to watch. DT's wreck Terrans. But there's a lot of options for Protoss, to be honest. The playbook is open for them. Terrans can do that too, but they tend to, in a lot of ways, respond to what the Protoss is doing in this matchup. They can go for something aggressive like a mine drop. We see that quite a bit. But a lot of times they will have a more basic macro plan in this series, in the current state of PBT. Looks like the factory is going to switch to get a tech lab right away. See if a tank's produced, perhaps. And okay, it's going to be a Cyclone. That would make more sense. I'm not sure why I thought it was going to be a tank. And we've got the Cyclone upgrade started right away as well. A reactored barracks is building right now, so we're going to have
Gorg
double main
overlay.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks.
Sorry.
It's
I'll
all
be
right.
back.
Okay. I also don't know if the audio balance is good. Okay. Alright, so this is where we're at. Not much has happened, thankfully. Here we go. The Cyclone is out and gunned down the first Adept. The Adept didn't get much. Actually got zilch, so no damage for the Adept. And actually not really much scouting done either. We can see by... Oops, if we go to the vision, did not see much. Although he saw the barracks with the reactor, so that's basically all he needed. Second factory is on the way here. Expected a starport, so we might be getting some mech play. He's gonna put it on the reactor, so Hellion production on the way. Actually, Cyclone production 2. See what he builds out of that. Meanwhile, the Cyclone is on the other side of the map, and will it escape these stalkers? Yes, he will. With 1 HP left, he's one shot away from dying to that stalker. That's quite impressive. Meanwhile, not a whole lot. Okay, actually, we got Blink Stalkers for Liz. Blink is almost finished. About 3 gates out right now, and a natural base. He just lost the he lost the Reaper, excuse me. So it's actually a double Widowmine production. Double Widowmine production out for Liz. And there is a observer here. Oh no, looks like the Widowmines are going to get caught. One of them is not going to be able to bury in time. Going to die to the Stalkers. So Blink Stalkers being pesky annoying here. He's going to lose both though, even despite the good Blink Micro. Alright, Double Forge out for Liz. It's a little surprising to see that Double Forge out so quick. Third base just now finishing. And Widowmine's trying to move out for Kaino. Looks like he's going to lose one in the middle of the map. Or will he? Widowmine's outrunning the Stalkers for now. And that will be gunned down. And it looks like Kaino is sticking with this Widowmine play. He's getting Drilling Claws upgraded right now, as well as producing tanks. So he wants to stick to the bio. He's building another factory. And I think he sees this observer. He's going to be building a missile turret on top of that observer and gun that down quickly. Cyclones are upgraded as well. And Cyclones, something to note here, Blink Stalkers versus Cyclones I don't think is ever a good idea. It's not. So, losing quite a few Stalkers there. And it looks like Swagger is here. In the chat. Hey, Swagger, what's up, man? Good to see you. Yes, how dare they break the tradition of my incompetence in using the caster tools. Alright. War Prism coming out for Lils. Charge being researched. We've got Double Forge. We've got Immortals on the way. We've got a lot of tech paths opened up for Liz. The army supply is about even. Liz has a worker lead as well. Looks like Kaino really trying to make this Widow Mine strategy work. He's got a nice blanket of Widow Mines out in the map. They are everywhere. And he will actually, one will detonate on the War Prism. That is very low in health now. He's got to be careful and really lose the other one. Okay, looks like he's going to skirt. Okay, he sees the Widow Mine. Good play so far. If these Cyclones were over here, they would be able to gun this down. Going to drop some Zealots here. That's not going to work, and it's actually trying to warp in some Stalkers. Going to lose the War Prism. Nicely defended by Kaino. Strong play there. Kaino's third is established, so incomes are pretty even here. Double Immortal production as well as charge here is going to be the tech of choice for Liz. Meanwhile, Kaino continuing to just mech. Looks like more Cyclones, more tanks. Cyclone tank versus charge Immortal, I think, is a interesting way to play TVP. It's not super common. I mean, it's way more common than it. I actually shouldn't even say common if I know if something's common or not, because I'm not super familiar with the latest and greatest in high-level StarCraft 2, but certainly is not the ultra-traditional sort of tech paths of Colossus Storm versus, Bio Viking Ghost type play. And actually, this ring of turrets in the main for Kaino is going to shut down that Phoenix before it sees anything, although probably saw the high number of factories. And one of the things that these Widow Mines are doing is they're serving as a nice nice vision for Kaino. Although he's not going to have enough time to adjust here, we might see a pretty aggressive blink here, and that would be no bueno for Liz. Okay, yeah, he's going to pull back here. Or is he going to try to make it happen? Oh, a little indecisive here as he bleeds a couple of units. Yeah, you do not want to blink into like 8 tanks right now in Widow Mines. This army is so, my goodness, this is going to be so ugly for Liz. Guardian shields are up, but that is not going to do anything. He just threw away quite a bit. As we can see, the units lost tab is 4,000 to 750. So good play from Kaino already in terms of solid defense. He's taking his 4th as well. Liz's 4th is established, so the income's doing... Liz is doing pretty well in terms of income. Workers as well, 83 workers, that's quite a bit. Probably all he will ever need. Fleet Beacon is up, though, and he's producing Void Rays. Interesting. Ooh, but a money scan for Kaino is going to see the Fleet Beacon and the Void Rays, so he's going to have plenty of time to prepare for this. He's building Thors now. And many more tanks. the 5th base right now being taken for Liz. And looks like Kaino is going to be slowly pushing out. He has an insane amount of tanks. I'm actually surprised he doesn't. I think he should have a few Cyclones mixed in here. But it looks like he's just going to try to rely on these Widow Mines to do it here. Because if you get a large charge on top of these tanks, it could be quite ugly. A massive Widow Mine bury here. And it looks like tanks are just going to be in tank mode here. The siege up is happening right now. But this is what I was afraid of. The charge lot's getting on top of these tanks. And Kaino. Oh, man, Kaino just threw away. Just threw away a lot of tanks right there. 12 tanks just went down for free almost. That's brutal, man. Looks like both players making some pretty big blunders, attacking into a very well-defended siege line, but then also Kaino just suiciding a lot of tanks. That's very unfortunate. Tanks alone are not going to really cut it. We'll see if he can defend here. He's got some SCVs to try to defend against these Zealots. The Thors are doing nice against the Zealots, but here come the Immortals. The Void Race and Tempest are here as well. This is going to be a micro-intensive hold for Kaino if he does pull it off. The Immortals are just so strong, though. Thor's taking out a good amount of these Immortals. I don't think he's going to be able to do it, though. That's so unfortunate for Kaino. And I think Kaino is going to fall here. GG is called. Kaino going to go down. And now, score is tied 1-1. Taken for Liz. And looks like Kaino is going to be slowly pushing out. He has an insane amount of tanks. I'm actually surprised he... Alright, sorry, you guys just heard me listening to myself in the... listening to the stream. Widow Mines to do it here. Because if you get a large charge on top of these tanks, it could be quite ugly. A massive Widow Mine bury here. And it looks like tanks are just going to be in tank mode here. The siege up is happening right now, but this is what I was afraid of. The... Yeah, sorry, just rewatching that kind of fight. That was unfortunate there. Sorry, I really want to hear myself. Says just the nihilist. Tanks right there. Was it narcissist, actually? 12 tanks just went down for free almost. That's brutal, man. Looks like both players making some pretty big blunders, attacking into a very well-defended siege line, but then also Kaino just suicide. Unfortunate there. Thanks for playing, Kaino. And I should be joined by my good friend Snap.
Hello.
Yo, Snap. What's up?
Not much. How's it going? I have not seen Captain Canuck yet.
No, I have not.
Not yet.
Captain Canuck. Let's see. Oh wait, you mean? Wait, where is he though? Oh, you mean you haven't seen him actually? At all.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you meant like his play. Yeah, he was just here, right? Let's just message him real quick. Oh, Captain Canuck is here.
Nice.
Cool.
Happy day.
Okay. See, what is he? Okay, never mind. It's funny, on Discord it doesn't even say he's on StarCraft. Is he listening to Spotify? Okay. Okay, cool. Captain Canuck is here. Oh, he's just back for a sec. Man, something I'm still really bad at with casting is sort of like managing the, like, talking to players and stuff like that, and then also having a train of thought so that you can continuously have something interesting to say, in the especially like the in between games. Like my mind
Yeah.
just goes dead. It's just like so
Yeah. It's this PvP. Yeah, it's really kind of tough because you're trying to like think about what you gotta say after you're saying whatever it is you gotta say, and then it's like
yeah, it's hard. Okay, Captain Canuck is here. He is presumably thinking about a map. Also, I think I said it in game, but it's really good to see Swag here with us. He has graced us with his presence this early morning, even more so for him. And it is very excited to see him play. It is like, I don't know, what's a rare occurrence? Haley's Comet or a groundhog seeing his shadow on this morning. So it's great to have Swagger with us. Very excited. All right. And Captain Canuck picks a Metron. So, is he in our party? Yes, he is. Thank you. Okay. Finally, a two-person cast, 2 games in. Tied up 1-1. I still think that a Metron sounds like a medicine, like a prescription drug.
yeah. Sounds like it's something you gotta wake up and take in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, I'm just going to change the overlay. Oh, I didn't even change the overlay back, so we're good. Okay.
Nice.
I can't forget to switch it if I forget to switch it first. I have defeated myself.
No, you've played yourself.
I've outdone myself with my own incompetence. Yep, good to see 10 viewers here, guys. It's so cool to have any audience at all.
Bless you for choosing to wake up this early and watch.
Yes. We know that there's many things you could be doing with your time.
Like sleeping.
Yes. Captain Canuck. So, Captain Canuck versus Liz. I want to check Liz's MMR. Okay, so it looks like they're going to be pretty similar in MMR. About 3.7k to 3.8k, it looks like. So, very close. And PvP. Here we go. have we had a PvP? I'm sure we have had a PvP, but it feels like we have not casted many PvPs yet, Snap.
Yeah, I feel like our roster leans a little Terran and Zerg heavy.
Yeah.
Wait, I may actually just be making that up.
I think that's true.
No, actually, we're Protoss heavy. We have 5 Protosses,
Okay.
2 Terrans, and a Zerg.
Okay. That's true. It just feels like we haven't casted a PvP in a long time. But I could totally be making that up, and we casted one last week, but who knows. All right. As we didn't cast last week, that's why. It might have happened last week.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyways, regardless of whether they are common occurrence or not, we do have a PvP before us now, and in the bottom corner of a Metron, for dLife, we have Lils.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner is the red Protoss representing Alpha X. It is Captain Canuck. It's a very early second gas. Oh, actually, never mind. They both took their gases early. I guess it's Protoss versus Protoss.
Yeah, interested to see whether we have Stalker or Adept play from each player. I'm personally a big fan of Stalker play. I will always be loyal to Stalkers. I think Adepts suck in PvP. And double gateway. Okay, actually, Canuck is skipping the second gateway. That's very common. Sorry, not. I don't think it's as common as double gate. Double gate has become just sort of the bread and butter of Protosses recently.
Yeah. Makes me worried that he might be pressured early and not be ready for it, because Liz has had the full scout of the main base, so...
Interesting, Captain Canuck going for a pylon block. I'm not sure if this is... Let's finish, okay. So that's going to delay the Stalkers a bit, so give him enough time. He's going for a Stargate. Interesting, this is kind of spicy. Double Stargate. Ooh.
Extra spicy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a glorious PvP on our hands. This is what Protoss is all about, isn't it? Double Stargate with pylon block against Stalkers. That's amazing. If he times it so that the Stalkers, if he builds 2 Oracles that go in right as the Stalkers are halfway across the map, because they're delayed from the pylon, that would be amazing. Although I don't think they're going to finish in time. He is saving up mana on his Nexus, so he might chrono out 2 Oracles, and I think that's what he's doing. He's banking right now. He's got 1 Zealot out, and ooh, this is just, I love this so much. Snap.
Phoenix.
Glorious. Oh, Phoenix?
That's really interesting.
Huh. Okay.
What inspired that?
I feel like Oracles would be better, but in the end, what do I know? Producing another Phoenix. 3rd one on the way. And 4th in the well. I mean, Phoenixes are strong fighting for sure. In low numbers.
I guess the Stalker count's not really going to be high enough to shoo him away effectively, right? So he should be able to get a lot of probe damage. But I really worry that as soon as the Phoenixes are revealed, I worry that Liz might just roll across the map, knowing that he went double Stargate. Oh, shoot.
It's alright. And the Phoenixes are revealed here, already taking shield damage on one of them. 2 probes. 3 probes go down so far for Captain Canuck.
4.
5? No, 4.
Yep.
Yeah, 4. Okay. So nice damage.
Takes a little hull damage, but other than that, nothing really too bad for Canucks Phoenixes.
Stalker count is continuing to climb though, so he's got to be careful with these Phoenixes. If the micro is strong, And he can continue to get damage here and there. Captain Canuck also looks poised to take his natural as well. It should be noted that his natural is lagging behind quite a bit. I'd like him to get a probe here. There we go. So a total of 6 probes have gone down.
He sees the Twilight Council's finished and it starts research right away. He should expect that Blink's coming out.
And you kind of alluded to this earlier. Ooh, there's probes there to be juicy capped. Okay. Anyways, gets a sentry and almost loses 1 Phoenix. Okay. And actually, there's some free probes here in the natural. Nice pickup. This is a little bit sloppy from Liz. Sorry, the larger point I was trying to make was that the damage here is nice, but the army of Liz is at a certain point might just be able to flat out beat what Captain Canuck has at home.
Yeah.
Although it seems like maybe he'll be okay. He's producing Void Rays right now.
It's a good sign for Captain Canuck that he feels he's strong enough that he can start lifting stalkers and fighting stalkers.
Ooh, this is
really
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, actually, Captain Canuck, just sick move here. Just got 3 stalkers and 2 more probes. So, man, I was a little bit doubting the efficiency of these stalkers, but the micro was strong, whittled away, took his time, and he has lost a total of 11 probes, 5 stalkers. So, good damage so far.
Blink has just finished, so now we're going to see those Phoenixes start to lose value, assuming that Liz is on top of positioning.
Oh no, but they're in the main and they're picking up so many more probes. Got 5 there, 6, and that's actually huge in PvP. I mean, the amount of workers that have been killed. Captain Canuck has a 10 worker lead. Now he's producing Void Rays. GG is called. Sick play from Captain Canuck. I love him so much for doing that. That's so amazing. That's awesome. Dude, cheesy Phoenix play, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I thought for sure it was going to be Oracles, but just no.
Yeah.
All right, so now it is 2-1, and we are going to go into their Masters. Very cool. That is so cool.
Okay. Captain Canuck just told me it's a build he made himself. It is strong build, man. That is amazing. Oops. Is Ice leaving? Not sure if he means DM as player.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
So it looks like the next player is Warlock. Warlock is a 4950 Zerg. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Do you know how Captain Canuck feels about his PVZ?
I think, well, it seems like PvP. He just told me PvP is kind of his favorite matchup. And I know that he said before he's kind of a cheesy, wacky player, so I don't know. I'm not 100% sure about specifically PvZ, but it would be nice if we could get a little bit of intel on Warlock for our Masters players. It would be cool. Just waiting on map pick for dLife.
It seems as ZVP, for Warlock at least, is one of his good matchups, sporting almost a 70% against Protoss. So I am worried for our boy Canuck.
Yeah, for sure. What's his EVZ? It's probably like around 50%, I guess. Or actually, who knows?
His ZVZ is 42%.
Ooh,
So that's his lagging matchup.
okay. I like that.
Good.
Strike me down and I will become.
Yes.
I just recently rewatched that. They were playing all the Star Wars movies on TV back to back.
Oh yeah.
Sat down and watched the ones that came out in the early 2000s.
The prequels?
Yeah. The acting was... I feel like the concept was so cool, but some of the acting, man, was brutal. Like, Anakin, I'm like, what? You guys have this massive franchise, and you have Hayden Christensen as Anakin. Just that's a rough choice.
Rude.
Sorry, I thought his acting was super wooden and pretty bad, in my opinion.
I remember watching those movies, and I was very young, like before I even like started to be like
A Star Wars fan?
before I started to like critique actors, and so like I didn't understand the concept that an actor could be good or bad.
Right.
But I don't know. I didn't mind the acting so much, but I think the script was just kind of the dialogue choices.
Yes.
Were tough.
That's true. I mean, I guess in the end is something that I don't really get is that actors, I'm assuming, don't really pick the script, so they're just have to work with what they're given, and some of Anakin's lines are just like ugh. So maybe it's not all his fault. But another thing is, I feel like Darth Maul should have been like the main bad guy, because he was easily the coolest villain in the show.
He was
movies.
He was pretty cool. Like, he's actually really cool. Darth Maul was my favorite, and like when I was a kid, I wanted to have one of those fucking dual-sided lightsabers.
Oh yeah,
right?
Those are so cool.
I just but I
Well, like who's cool, General Grievous or Darth Maul?
Darth Maul's cooler.
General Grievous, like, they have him in for 30 minutes of like the third one, and he's a robot that coughs. That's what people remember him as. Like, I don't know. I was not happy with some of the things, because I feel like the concept is, they had so much potential, but I just feel like it was some of the story arc of the way they did it, and some of the script wasn't quite as good.
Yeah. Darth Maul was a cooler villain than Grievous or Dooku, but he was also like the weakest of all of Sidious's students. So
that's true.
Looks like we're going... Question mark?
When people spam go, it just reminds me of back when, like, I was super little playing Brood War Lands with friends. And, like, I was, like, the youngest person playing Lands, of course. And, like, I would spam that, and people would get so mad at me. Like, I remember vividly, like, one person getting up because it was, like, different, like, computers in different rooms. Like, if you do that one more time, you're not playing. Like, I would just spam go. And people would get so upset.
That's amazing.
The BM police at a very young age. Okay. In the top corner of Tessellation, we have the Red Protoss. It is Captain Canuck with the GLHF-A, sporting the Canadian greeting.
And in the bottom left-hand corner is the purple Zerg representing dLife. It is Warlock X. Warlock X choosing to go for gas pool hatch, it looks like? Yeah. So that's neat. 17 gas, 16 pool, and then it's going to be 17 hatch. This could just be a standard versus Protoss opener for him, because I know a lot of Zergs like to get their pool earlier just so that they can deal with some cannon rushes or pylon blocks, stuff like that. And you got the two strategies of making sure your hatch goes down, either sending the drone early or building the pool first.
Looks like Captain Canuck only able to get a delay for a second, if that. Going for a full wall here at the natural. Probably a wise choice. And going for Forge, a very fast Forge.
That is an interesting decision.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he was going to try to cannon the third, perhaps, or something like that. But the probe is all the way across the map, so I don't think that's going to happen.
Looks like he's going to be choosing to hide some tech in near the third base location. Or just get a follow-up scout. That's cool too.
Looks like the probe gonna make its way into the main, and it looks like will he see the Roach Warren? Yeah, yes he will. The Queen is gonna gun down that probe, but not before it gets the valuable intel. Now, here's the thing with Captain Canuck is that he built a cannon, but I think his Nexus is way too delayed here.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah, it needs to be up already.
Unless he was trying to fake and do something one base, not sure, but he's playing ultra defensive here.
And I'm worried that it's not even going to be like good kind of defensive, because he saw a Roach Warren, and I pray that he clicked on it. But you absolutely need Immortals, and there's no Robo yet. I think that's what he's about ready to drop, but he needs. I'd like to have seen the Nexus down earlier, like you said. But he needs cannons.
All right, hold on 1 second. Just need to tell our master something.
Coming out of Warlock on the production tab, it's strictly units: Zerglings, Roaches, Ravage. I think this might be a very quick tap out for him. He's got a cannon, a shield battery, a zealot, and a adept. He gets a hallucinated phoenix over the army, so he knows that something's here, but now he doesn't have any energy for force fields because he just sent up the hallucination.
Yeah, unfortunately, for Captain Canuck, it's not going to be nearly enough to defend here, and he is going to go down. Looks like he might hold on while Immortal is produced finally, but too little too late here. Lings are streaming across.
Yeah, just Zerglings on production right now.
For Canada. Well, the Canadian Army, I guess, is Canadian Army versus the U.S. Army, so...
It's not even... It's Canadian Civil War.
Yeah.
GG's called, and the score is returned to a tie at 2-2.
Okay, so
So now it's our boy Swagger.
I think actually Ravage. We're actually playing. Wait,
Oh yeah.
did I mess that up? Yeah, Ravage is playing next. That's what I. That's weird. I might have put it in wrong on the sheet, but Ravage is next, and it looks like he is here. Awesome.
Look.
So cool.
Maps are. What was that one? That one was Tesla Station. So maps are.
Are you whispering Ravage right now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Ravage is quite a beast. The last CVZ he played, though, was super long. But yeah, I'm very confident in his play. I think he's a really strong player all around. Plays on the Korean ladder quite a bit. Trains with the best of the best there.
Yep.
Or is that even true anymore? I guess.
Cyril's the best of the best, huh?
Yeah, I guess so.
GSL is just going to uproot and go to Finland.
Right. Yeah, I feel like beyond Cyril and Need, though, I don't. Well, I guess foreigners are increasingly on the same level as GSL players, just gaining ground every year. There's some famous. There's one guy who was I forget his name. Who was on Team Liquid forums. Who was he would to his death defend the Koreans as being better over the foreigners. I forget why, but there's a couple hilarious copy pastes of him after Cyril won, explaining why it didn't really mean that foreigners were better than Koreans, even though Cyril.
I love it.
All right, Ravage has joined the party. That is a good omen for us, ladies and gentlemen. Ravage is a long-time member as well of Alpha X.
Yep.
Actually, last time we played him in Brood War, we had a pretty long series. So that was fun. Maybe we'll play today if he's up after this. This Zerg is quite scary.
Would you be terribly upset if during the introductions I go and get coffee?
I would never forgive you. No,
right.
That's fine.
Alright, I'll be right back.
Okay. Let's check our Discord messages. Yeah, I should say as well, if anyone's watching, Kaino and Captain Canuck, thank you all for playing. We appreciate it. Getting out here and playing. And looks like Iced is saying he needs a minute to... And let's accept Captain Canuck's friend invite, of course. It's the entire TL forum. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, no, there's quite a few people who are. There was definitely like one guy, maybe a few that were. Oh man, I feel like everything I say is now going to get corrected by Lunith. Technically, actually, that's fine. I mean, top 8 versus top 8. Yeah, I think Koreans are generally better. I think maybe the number of people that can reliably be Koreans would be smaller than top 8. Maybe, Cyril Neeb, Scarlet, maybe. But I think if you took the top 8 of foreigners, I think the 5, 6, 7, 8 people, ranked people, would um, probably be better. All right, we're gonna start. Snap, I think he was okay with us starting, so we're just gonna start. Don't want to hold it up any longer. I lost my train of thought. I feel like there's Snap is here anyways. There's a few foreigners who can definitely hold their ground against Koreans, but I think in generally there's a lot more Koreans that will still bully foreigners generally.
I'm back.
Cool. Okay.
Alright, let's see a 6 CVZ. I'm ready
go.
for it.
Now, I do know that Warlock has a bit of reputation as a cheesy player. We did see it
Oh, really?
last time, yeah.
Also overlay.
I did change it in game.
Did you?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
just the delay.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Sorry.
How dare you think that I would forget that, Snap?
I know. What
The
monster I
hubris
am.
of that. Okay. Jokes aside, we're on Crystallizer. It's tied 2-2, and we are going into our master set, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be awesome. Okay. The top corner of Crystallizer, we have the blue Zerg. It is Ravage.
And the bottom left-hand corner, for dLife, the purple Zerg, Warlock X. Looks like it's going to be hatch first for both of our players. Nice, I like it. You can still be cheesy with hatch first, it just looks shittier.
Yeah, it's funny. Ravage messaged me before the game saying that this guy's ladder history was pretty hilarious. So he's expecting cheese for sure. So we'll see if that happens.
Nice. So far, mirrored builds. Little quicker gas for Ravage, but that's of little consequence. The spawning pool placement is interesting. I hate it on the edge of creep like that, but at least you're gonna have vision of your ramp, so I guess there's that. But I don't know how much you really want that in ZVZ.
Yeah, that's a odd placement for sure. I mean, I guess though, if you're getting rushed, if you're expecting cheese, then if you have a queen up there, it means you can have the ramp be a choke much easier.
Yeah, I think you'd still need 2 queens, but I guess you can wall it on the spawning pool instead of the ramp itself with that placement. Usually, yeah, just 2 queens though will take up a ramp of that size.
That's true. Maybe a queen and a drone drill, perhaps. I don't know.
Alright, so now we have the first major deviation in builds, and we see that our purple Zerg has yet to produce Zerglings. In fact, just starting them now. He opted for a 3rd base before taking Zerglings, and before it was Baneling Nest, whereas Ravage went Baneling Nest first, which is more on the safer side and the standard end of the ZVZ build orders. His third is a little late, a little later than Warlock's, but the Zerglings are fighting. Oh boy.
A little bit of damage got done to this hatchery. Actually, not bad at all, to be honest. If he wants to pressure that later in the game, it's going to be quite a bit softened up for him. 3 Banelings morphing for Ravage, as well as a couple Lings coming across the map. I think he might want to force the issue here with a good Baneling connection. If he gets one on the... Oh, beautiful connection.
That was peak. Oh my.
It doesn't get much better than that in terms of Baneling connections. And now he can have a few Lings work on the hatchery. There's no Lings out yet for Warlock. They're fortunate on production tab, but he's going to lose this 3rd hatchery.
Yep, that's a really tough way to start out a ZVZ.
This is just beautiful play from Ravage.
And we can see... Oh, he loses all the larvae at the natural base.
3 drones went down as well.
So we've kind of hit this really interesting point in the ZVZ where neither player feels confident enough to transition out of what they're doing. Ravage knows that he has just made his opponent feel like he has to go all in because he lost his 3rd base, right? So now he's going to be outproduced by Ravage with the 3 hatcheries. But you can't... So, like, you know, when you get into that kind of situation, you have the choice, like, oh, I retake the 3rd base, or I transition and all in. Looks like it's all in.
Okay, the trade for Warlock, it's a little hard for me to tell. I can barely see the difference between these colors. But anyways, the looks like the fight went poorly for Ravage there for a minute, but he's morphing some Banes at home, and I think he's going to be okay. Overall, damage done by Ravage has still greatly outnumbered Warlock.
Yeah, Ravage made the age-old mistake of sending all your Banelings into 2 Banelings,
Right.
which is tough to deal with. Decent micro, though, for the most part.
Ravage should get a beautiful Bane connection here. Does he?
Yeah, just 3 of them dinged on all those guys. Oh my lord. 3 Banes will kill Morphine Banes. That's the magic number for that one.
Yeah.
Oh, but Warlock ignoring the fight altogether, and he's trying to send Banelings run-bys into the natural base. Oh, and that was almost a massive connection. Oh my man.
So Warlock is essentially completely all in here, right? I mean, this is it. That's what he has.
Yeah, there's no 3rd base. There's no transition. And I really like the decision to bring the Queens out by Ravage. They're slower on creep. They're slower off creep, and they're going to have a hard time dealing with the Zerglings themselves. But them being so far forward allows Ravage to get the snipe on the Banelings before they become into contact with the drones or, you know, the Lings for that matter.
Pretty nice. Okay, actually, taking some drone losses here in the main. 6 drones killed. Not the end of the world for Ravage. Still has a pretty healthy lead. But nice that he's getting damage done here, period.
Yeah. That's definitely good damage. I do not like that he's re-droning, though. He's got a 20 drone lead right now, and he has to realize that there's no 3rd base, and that Warlock's all in. These drones are going to kill him. If he dies, it'll be here because of making those drones.
There's a lot of Lings coming out right now, and the army supplies are pretty even, though, right now.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a spine at the 3rd, so that's some static defense for Ravage.
Yeah, that is really nice. The 3rd base has gone down for Warlock, so he's going to try and get that again. Ravage is investing into an evolution chamber, looking to get some upgrades. I'd like to see safety Banes sitting on the ramp between the main and the natural for Ravage. That'll make these run-bys way less scary.
Right. It looks like those that queen in the natural is gonna die. There is a Bane chasing after those two lings. Only two lings managed to get past that, and you're right. Actually, there's lings in the third base. There is a spine crawler there and a queen, so they are gonna fight. But Ravage needs to get some lings out here quickly.
Mm-hmm. He's trying to do the roach transition, but he needs to keep spending his larva on the lings. Like, he can't afford it. He cannot afford to not have lings right now. He cannot afford to keep building drones either. He's got more than double the drones of Warlock.
Yeah, which one thing is that as long as his drone count still remains at a certain level, then he's going to be able to drill with the drones pretty effectively.
Mm-hmm. I would like to see a counterattack from Ravage. Him take his group of lings, hit the third base, and then send his roaches to the natural. Ooh,
nice.
Big Bane lane run by, though, in the third base. Kills the spine crawler and 5 drones. And we see Warlock still holding on to that Z button, just now building drones for the first time in a couple of minutes.
Looks like Ravage is pressuring the third, getting some ling kills here. Lings of Warlock going to come back, though, and clean up those lings of Ravage. So the game has stabilized a bit, but Ravage, like you said, is double the drone. So it seems like he's just going to be able to start producing roaches and then rally across the map.
Yeah, Ravage just got a really nice full main base scout of Warlock with a couple run-by lings and saw that there is no lair and that there was no evolution chambers and the roach farm is just now building. So I think he feels pretty good. If he just holds down that roach button, then he's going to win this game, and he knows it.
The only issue is the constant ling buys of Warlock, and he does have more of a wall here at the natural, so he can just have one roach and wall that off effectively. Mm-hmm. Upgrades as well coming in for Ravage here.
The supply difference is tremendous, though. The army supply is just massive for Ravage.
Oh, and Ravage just got a Baneling connection in the main, killing 7 drones of Warlock.
Ooh. I didn't even see that. Ravage taking his 4th base, trying to keep up on the economy, which is nice. I like it. I hope after this swell of Zerglings, though, he moves out. I would really like to see him pressure his advantage.
Yeah, looks like the move out is happening now. I mean, there should be nothing able to stop this.
Mm-mm. They got +1. They have speed. Speed and +1 are not even on the way for Warlock. +2 is almost done for Ravage, and the roach count is just severely in his favor. I think he's going to come up this ramp, decimate Warlock's army, and GG will be called.
He's sending some lings to possibly check for a 4th base, but here we go, marching up the ramp. Corrosive Pile actually landing on some of his own army there.
That was tough to watch.
But the army supply lead means it really doesn't matter here, although maybe it is a little bit closer than it would have been. However, this 3rd base is as good as gone.
Mm-hmm. The reinforcements coming across the map should be enough to finish this 3rd base, finish this army, and yeah, GG.
It's funny, a lot of players in the chat were mentioning, and you said this too, is that it was a lot closer maybe than it should have been, perhaps, because of all the drones Ravage built. He felt comfortable enough to build a lot of drones while the lings were still coming across the map, so shows quite a bit of confidence from Ravage.
Yeah, I was genuinely surprised. I was hoping really, really hard that he was just not going to get murdered by building drones.
All right, so Ravage makes it 3-2. Going into the final game, this is a really important. We need this win, and I feel very confident in Ravage. And then also, our backup, Swagger. It's awesome to have him waiting in the wings as well. So it is going to be Lunith, as I was expecting, the very long-term player for dLife. Played a very long time for them, and a Protoss player. So we're getting a ZVP here.
On Lotus, which means the next map is Extraction. Cool.
Now, Lotus, we were talking about last time, was a little unique in the way that the was not a, well, it is symmetrical, but close rush distances between the bases, and they are on the one side of the map. Close air distance, I should say.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen one of these maps in the map pool, right? I think.
Yeah, it has been.
I kind of like these maps because they kind of like promote diversity. They make drop play a little easier. They make they make TheNydus play more tasty. Because you're like, ooh, I can get overlords over there easy.
Right. Yeah, I like when maps make the really help drive the meta in new directions. And when a map can do that, it's always nice to see something outside of the just sort of stale meta. Oh, did you just leave the game? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, gonna remake on
US West.
Okay. There we go. Alright, so Lunith is going to make lobby, and we were waiting for him. Good to see Sushi Wash in here.
Hey, Sushi. Welcome.
Man, that I'm so glad to be on a different map now. That was so rough seeing the blue and purple lings on that map. That's tough. And then on like a purplish map. Do not like this map.
That was more than a little hard, but that's okay. At least we got to see some sick Baneling connections. That was nice. There were a couple of really good ones.
Yeah, I mean I think it was the first one that allowed Ravage to kill the third base. That was so good that, I mean, that was like, I mean, okay, there are juicier Baneling connections, sure. But that was so crucial because it killed about like 8 or 9 lings and allowed Ravage to get the third, and then the game is so stacked in his favor. So that's, in terms of how important they are to the game, that's one of the most best Baneling connections I've seen in a ZVZ.
Yeah, that was it was a really critical point, right? It was able to shift the momentum completely in favor of Ravage. That's a huge advantage to have in the momentum is a huge advantage to have in a ZVZ.
Absolutely. All right, now we are going to be seeing Lunith versus Ravage, and Lunith, he is just a good player, is what I'll say. Been playing for a long time, played a lot of all-in Nydus games for many seasons on unique maps, so he is a veteran of this league. And this is going to be I think going to be a challenge for Ravage. I feel confident in him, but I think it's going to be a strong test for these players. Lunith was also watching that game. It was his EVZ, so he might have a little insight into Ravage's mind.
Yeah.
All right. It is match point. We are one game away from winning this week. And the player representing dLife, who is the last Masters player, it is Lunith. In the bottom corner is the purple Protoss. Oops. I'm going to say it. Oh, okay. Never. Sorry. I thought the overlay was wrong, but it is not. Sorry.
No problem. The top right-hand corner for Alpha X, bringing it to the match point, is the Green Zerg, Ravage. Da, 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 da. The super villain.
Man, I'm excited to see this. I think this could be a high level ZVP, and I feel like my analysis, or whatever, my attempted analysis is not going to do it justice, because this is going to be a strong play from both players.
Yeah. Luckily, it looks like both are opening standard. I would expect to see a Nexus before another Gateway or a Cyber. But there's no probe. There's the probe. And then, yeah, Hatch Gas Pool for Ravage. Looks like we're going to see a pretty standard game, which is my favorite. The one I know.
Right. Now, Lotus, the third, is a little... Wow, I cannot... Sorry. Clear my nose. All right. Lotus is a little bit hard to secure the third. It's... I mean, the gold is hard to defend, obviously, but the third that's directly in line does have 2 attack paths into it. If you do get a wall up, then it can be strong, but it's definitely not a gimme third like some are on this map pool.
Yeah. The really critical part, right, is that you have to get from the natural to the third is you have to go to low ground and then back up to the high ground.
Right.
They do give you a nice little choke for the left attack path, but definitely like trying to maintain the ground control of the low ground in front of your base, that's going to be the real point of contention for the mid game of this map.
And looks like Ravage is going to get his third hatch up. Lunith going to get a full scout of that, however.
It'd be so sneaky if he just sent that drone home. I don't know what he'd do, but it'd be sneaky. Let the probe die and then not take the third. So Twilight Council's finished up, and there's the Dark Shrine. Robo's halfway done, so it's going to be the DT. It's going to be a DT opener.
Yeah, and we saw... Sorry, go ahead.
I think these are fairly common, and the strategies, or at least the plan against it, is very well mapped out, so I don't expect Ravage to have a hard time, especially getting Overlord speed now. He's going to get the full scout.
Yeah, one thing that's interesting is we saw a Stalker instead of an Adept opening, and a lot of times that can mean that the Protoss wants to get that Overlord out of the way, get an Overlord kill to prevent scouting. However, getting Overlord speed has become so common nowadays that may not be as effective. A lot of times we would see the Stalker first in sort of like maybe an 8-gate Twilight type build. But now Ravage knows everything that's coming and he's going to be prepared.
Mm-hmm. My only concern is the layer's tad late. He's going to have to depend on Spore Crawlers for detection, but they are finishing up now. He doesn't have any units in production, though. So just because you can see the DTs doesn't mean you can kill the DTs.
It is true. There will be 3 queens in the main, and actually, they're pretty low mana, so not the best.
Yeah. If they right-click on that Spore Crawler, I think they could kill it.
Good drone blocking, though. Phenomenal play from Ravage. That's insane.
Oh, but he loses 12 drones.
Man, I did not see that for a second. Then I saw the unit loss tab pop up. Wow, okay, I thought he was doing better than that. But I guess drone drilling DTs is not a strong idea.
You really would like to hold their position so the DTs like don't auto attack them. But when you attack move the drones, then they have an attack priority that the DTs can just start mauling on them. Like they'll prioritize them over the queens. So like if you surrounded there's a run by in the front of Luna's base. Ravage might break in here.
Yeah, looks like we've got 2 sentries gonna get warped in here, so gonna be able to force field that up. Still a couple probes went down, and also the thirds being denied here for Lunith.
That is a really important denial.
And Immortal is up as well. DT going into the natural. There is a spore there, but 1 queen. And, you know, I feel like there would be some lings here, but it's just defending with queens right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I'm sensing a little bit of indecision out of Ravage. There's no units in production. 2 drones as of now. A bunch of overlords, so there's a big supply block. He's just now starting road speed. I think he's very shaken after how much damage the initial DT drop did after being fully scouted.
And now Lunith is going to be able to secure the third, so...
Yep. Ravage is moving out towards that third base location, but I don't think what he's sending is going to be enough. Against 2 Immortals, a handful of Zealots, nah.
Yeah, he will have some roaches coming, but the sentry count is quite high, so there's not going to be enough army for him to really pressure that third base just yet. I'd like to see him just take his fourth and start to try to get ahead economically.
I think that's where he should take the game for sure. He's getting Baneley speed, so he's checking off all of his mid-game boxes. I would like to see a Hydra Den in Evo Chambers, but I feel like the drone count's not quite high enough to support it. He is making a significant number of Zerglings, and road speed's about to finish, so he may try and hit an attack. But yeah, 13 Baneleys on the way, so he's doing something.
Yeah, centrifugal hooks. I guess his game plan might be to just try to take a really strong fight and then pressure the third.
Oh, but the DT ran past the entire army of Ravage, and if he was paying attention, he just got a really important scout on what Ravage is up to. You never see that many Banes morphing and think, okay, yeah, I can expand. I can tick up. No, you're like, I gotta defend.
So, now the third is up for Lunith. He's moving out in the map. I feel like Ravage's army might be able to take this in a good fight, depending on how good the micro is. Now, there's another warp in here, so this is a strong army from Lunith. But if he gets good Baneley connections, it might be pretty squishy. We'll see.
Yeah, it depends entirely on the Baneley connections and the force fields.
Oh, great force field so far. However, there are more Banelings coming in from the other flank, and they get a massive connection.
They get all of the sentries, and that's the really important one. So now Ravage can just totally back up, remax, and know that it doesn't matter what he builds, he's not going to have to deal with force fields. Getting every sentry, that was so important.
Here we go, the army of Ravage coming in. More Baneling connections. Actually, the Banelings being a little bit indecisive here, and the Immortal micro is really strong, but it's basically down to just Immortals now.
And the reinforcing Zerglings should handle this fairly easily.
I don't know, that third might go down, though. Those Immortals are up.
I like the drone pull. It's really important to just this is what's really important right now.
I don't know. This is not looking good for Ravage. The Immortals really haven't been contested much at all here. He's producing more roaches, and it looks like it's going to be another drone pull. 12 drones have already gone down. There's not a lot else coming in for Lunith, but what's here is so strong. I'm very scared for him.
Yeah. What's really unfortunate is that so many of those Immortals are in red and yellow health. He he. I feel like he could have taken that. It would have been very, very close. But I feel like he could have taken that if more of the damage was stacked on individual immortals.
Yeah, the first Baneling connection was really good, but didn't have enough to defend that, which is funny because Ravage was producing a lot of army. Yeah, tough break for Ravage. So we are going to go into a PvP, Swagger versus Luneth on Extraction. Trying to rewatch that game to figure it out. I think you're right. I mean, it just seemed like after that many drones went down to the DTs, Ravage just was a little indecisive, or perhaps indecisive, or built too many units without expanding. I'm not really sure there. But his answer to the high immortal count was certainly not enough.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for the follow, by the way. Appreciate it. And that's what I feared. Luneth is a very strong player. Played for a long time. And he is quite good. We are going into PvP. So a lot rests on this man. This is tight.
I love Linda's message in the chat. The power of Protoss.
Yes, Immortals are very strong. And going back, I'm wondering. He did get a lot of the sentries, but I wonder if he maybe invested too much into Banelings. Because after the Banelings got the sentries, he basically had a crippled Roach force.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he overdid it on the Banelings.
That definitely could have been that, right? Because that was just a significant amount of banglings. Like, there's no doubt.
Yeah, and Immortals, especially with the War Prism Micro, just live forever. So,
and the barrier too.
Yeah, exactly.
It is really nice when you get one Baneling to trigger all the immortal barriers, but that doesn't get to happen all the time.
All right, here we go. It's 3-3. It's all tied up. And we are going on to Extraction. Having a PvP for the final match. It all rests on this, guys. Man, I am nervous. Luneth is a strong player, undoubtedly.
I believe in the power of Swagar. I believe in the swag of Swagar.
I do believe as well. So I think it's going to be close. I believe both players are strong. Why can't I? Oops. There we go. All right, in the top corner of Extraction, representing in dLife, it is Luneth.
In the bottom left-hand side is the green Protoss, representing Alpha X. It is Swagar. On a very King Sejong Station style map.
Yes, we've had some very strong games on this. Map does lend itself to longer split map games. I think we saw Chili Boy play a PVT on here. I think we've seen multiple PVTs that were a lot of fun to watch.
Mm.
You know, those old school Colossus Storm versus Viking Bio, just long macro games.
Oh yeah, the good stuff. Deck. good shit.
Peak of StarCraft 2.
Swagheart is the first to scout his opponent. He's going to see the double gateway. He's opened a gateway himself, and I hope, well, this pylon here is just a bait trying to get Lunith to pull some extra probes to defend a cannon rush that isn't there.
And it doesn't look like it succeeded.
No. Although he might have messed up the gas saturation of Lunith a little bit, as he's only mining 4 out of 6. So maybe the mental damage was done. Who knows?
Looks like he corrected it. Actually moved the probes back on. So
Wonderful.
was correct. And it looks like the first unit for Swagger is going to be a sentry. Interestingly enough.
I think that'll be Sentry Stalker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chrono
Versus Stalker of Lunith. Warp gate on the way. No choice of tech building quite yet. And the pylon wall by Swagger in Luna space is going to make expanding a little difficult. Unless he uses the probe that's chasing Swagger's probe.
Yeah, he's going to cancel that, considering how the Stalkers were out already and gun that down. Okay, we have a proxy gate from Lunith. And it's going to be scouted, though, by Swagger right away. Man, very fortunate for Swagger.
Yeah. This is an important tell. Considering neither player has a choice of tech building like Twilight, Robo, or Stargate either, that proxy gateway has got to be for something along the lines of All In. I hope Swagger can feel it in his bones.
Swagger continuing to produce quite a few sentries here. And there is 1 shield battery, 2 shield batteries going to be up soon. Robo on the way for Swagger as well.
Excellent. The shield batteries will make this push very not enticing.
Hallucinated Phoenix of Swagger going to see all that's happening here, so it's going to be mostly Stalkers.
Mm-hmm. Sentries are really important too, because this is a game without blinks so far, so force fields are going to be clutch. But that's really interesting. Swagger's made a huge mistake in letting that pylon powering the shield batteries. That is not a fast warp-in pylon.
Oh, okay.
So his reinforcement is going to suck. So if Lunith has picked up on that and decides to continue the pressure, might see that come into play.
Oh, looks like it. I thought that warp in that just happened looked fast.
It was fast because of the other pylon that he built afterwards.
Okay, I see. All right, so it looks like Swagger held Lunith's push quite well, and the worker, actually Swagger, is down in workers here.
Swagger does make the pylon wall to block the scouting adepts, though. That was really cool. Well, not even scouting adepts, just the adepts to do damage. Lunith does have a scout on the Robo. Sending those adepts out again. Twilight Council for Lunith, and 3 gates following up.
Hallucinated Phoenix is going to come in here. We'll see if it gets a scout on that. It seems like Swagger's his army is significantly better, but he is down in workers a bit. Needs to make sure his pro production stays up.
Yeah, he's about 10 workers down. That's kind of a massive deal.
Yeah, Swagger definitely did not want to lose anything to that sort of all-in type play. But Swagger going to get a very clutch Hallucinated Phoenix into the main. Going to see the Twilight, going to see the additional gates. So he sees everything that's going on. Meanwhile, also moving up, shutting down that forward warp gate. And
Mhm.
I mean, so he sees everything here, and Swagger is going to be in a good position to adapt to what Lunith is doing. Lunith as well, is quite supply blocked here.
Swagger does take four probe damage from depth shading in, and now he's suffering from an almost 20 worker deficit. He has ceased building workers altogether, spending his money into War Prism gateways. I think Swagger is going to choose to go all in a couple seconds.
Not sure how I feel about this attacking up a ramp into the Nat. However, it is only Archons here. Archons and a couple of Zealots. I'm sorry, there are 4 Stalkers in the main. I didn't see that. And he's going to be able to warp in quite a bit. So this is going to be a dicey fight. Oh, why did he go up there with Stalkers? Okay.
I like the decision to try and get the sentry, but the shield batteries save it in time. The Observer is taking damage. I don't know where the detection of Lunith is. Maybe it was splash damage from the Archon, but
I mean, Swagger's army is better, but is it better up a ramp? That's the question. I don't think so. So
I don't even think it's better anymore, because Lunith has completed their charge research, and charge is kind of a big deal. Swagger just now starting his Twilight Council.
Looks like 2 DTs, Zealots, excuse me. Adepts. Going into the main, going to get some probe kills maybe.
Nice.
Just 2 though.
Nice.
3.
They're going to shade to the natural. Find more damage there, but be cleaned up by Zealots.
Yeah, so Lunith army is now better, and like you said, Swagger down. Well, actually, the worker deficit is close to about 4 here, thanks to those 6 kills he picked up. And I think he's going to be able to defend this push from Lunith with his shield batteries and force fields. But I do think Lunith is in a good position. Lunith is undeniably in a good position, but I just doesn't look like... Okay, I forgot that he does have charge. If the force fields are good, I think he should be able to hold here.
Yeah. I think that the Archons of Lunith are going to tank a lot of damage, and they're also, but fortunately for Swagger, he hasn't overcommitted to Zealots just yet. Not having charge, Zealots would evaporate to Archons like that. He's going around the backside of the natural to break the rocks. Swagger did see it with Hallucinate Phoenix, and he is moving to reposition. Should just swat this away.
Catches 3 Zealots there. Nice.
War Prism dropping the main, though. Dropping Zealots.
Zealots need to be pulled. It looks like War Prism going to drop Stalkers there to pick this off. But still, 6 workers going down. That's damage that Swagger can't really afford here.
Swagger did take a lot of damage from that, but he was very well prepared to not let the attack in the natural catch him off guard. Like, he kept his main force in position to defend. Because while that drop was happening, Lunith broke the rocks and checked up the ramp. See what he could get done. Lunith's third base is finishing now, too. And Swagger is yet to be identified.
Seems like Swagger's really going to try to pound something in on 2 base here. His army he's up about 15 supply, and he's got some Archons now with his army, and he has Immortals. So if the force fields are clutch and he takes a good engagement, maybe he could make something happen. But like with the Archons there, it's so much tanking ability.
And I really like the choice to move out on the right-hand side, being that Lunith opened up that path for him. He doesn't have to go through the front entrance, which has a scouting zealot. There's a War Prism in Swagger's main. Oh, and the instant recall. That's nice. Shoo that War Prism away.
Swagger sees that, and now it's going to drop into the natural. There is a photon cannon there, so not a lot of damage.
No. Swagger needs to Oh, but they're about to engage. The Archons get on the Immortals, and that's a good fight for Lunith. The Zealot drop in the natural of Lunith is getting cleaned up by the cannon, but these 4 Archons from Lunith getting taken out, actually. Oh my word.
Yeah, Archons are tanky, but their attack isn't phenomenal. Now, here's the thing, though. Lunith is on 3 base.
That is true.
And the army supply is already even again. So that was a good fight for Lunith.
Yeah.
Sorry, for Swagger, excuse me. But Lunith can take that at this point in the game.
He's done a really good job of maintaining probe damage this whole game. His worker lead is 15, which is no small number.
Swagger's third going to finish up now. He is just so down in workers, though.
+3 going for Lunith as well. Swagger's +2 is going to finish right around the same time that Lunith's +3 will. So he's looking at being down an upgrade for the remainder of the game.
Zealot's being warped into the main of Swagger, not getting too much done, going to get cleaned up.
And actually taking out that War Prism, which is huge. Now he doesn't have to worry about that threat anymore. Wise of Lunith, though, to rebuild it immediately.
I think Lunith is going to move out with this Archon Charge Lot Force and then take a 4th behind it. Probe reduction going now for Swagger a little bit. It's just been lacking this entire game, though.
It has slipped quite badly. The Dark Shrine finishing up in Luna's base. That'll be nice. I noticed that there's a significant lack of cannons in Swagger's bases. He has 1 cannon. I think his observers with his army too. Yeah, so these DTs could wreck face if he's not careful.
Actually, cannons being thrown down.
Which is really important. I just hope they get up before the DT warps in. Oh, the armies walk past each other. This is
an opportunity for Swagger. If Swagger goes, kills the 3rd, recalls back, that could be a good move. But the problem is he's indecisive. He's waiting. Go, Swagger.
Yeah. He's got to get there before Lunith gets there. It's a race.
I mean, if he kills the 3rd, recalls back, this could be a very strong move. However, Lunith's getting on the 3rd, so they might just trade 3rds. We'll see. They should be able to get all those probes if he recalls back in time. Oh, this is getting really weird.
Yeah. The DTs cleaned up probably the most important building in Swagger's base, the Robo. That means no more Immortals, no more Overseers. If Swagger loses the Observer he has with his army now, then he loses this game to DTs.
Swagger needs to recall into the main, I think, now and try to defend.
I think his army has the potential.
If he holds at the choke, I mean, especially if he holds at the choke, I feel like.
But it might be too late now.
Yeah, it's now gone into a base trade situation. Lunith really doesn't have that many minerals, and the probes. Okay, he has 11 probes somewhere. A lot of them are in the main, though. To be honest, are there probes out on the map? There's got to be some.
Lunith has probes. Yes, he does. In the
with the army.
Oh, there actually there's a hidden probe right next to a pack of Swagger's zealots. There's a probe in Swagger's main base with an assimilator.
Swagger needs to be careful. Okay, he's gonna try to fight this ramp. Oh, this is actually I feel like Swagger. I don't know about that Nexus, but
he just needs to put the Archons in front, and I think he'll be okay, and not lose that Observer free. I like the choice of Nexus.
Swagger's gonna lose a lot of probes. He needs to have some probes scattered.
Yeah. I really like the choice of Nexus, though, because that means he's going to be able to keep an economy. So that really puts the clock on Lunith. Lunith has to secure a base, which he doesn't have the money to do, or win the base trade, which the longer this goes on, the better the chances get for Swagger because he's mining. Lunith is doing an Archon drop behind the forces, trying to get some damage done, but if he loses that War Prism, that's almost certainly game over.
Yeah, that War Prism is super low.
I think Lunith's also making a mistake by leaving the Archon and Zealots in Swagger's main base. It is really nice to take out those buildings, but you want your core army strength to be really together right now.
War Prism's down, and it had the 2 Archons in it as well.
That is absolutely brutal loss for Lunith.
Oh, has Swagger done it? It's still, the game is still, I think, open to both players, but I think Swagger has made the decisive move.
Yeah, 7 Archons to 4 Archons is a massive differential. There's 8 probes of Swagger to 3 probes of Lunith, but Lunith is out of Nexuses, so...
Oh, man.
Yeah.
This is nuts. But the thing is, Swagger can't really move out. And Lunith is taking down the rock, so it's going to be really awkward for Swagger to try to defend both sides.
Yeah.
Oh, this is weird.
Yeah. The clock is for sure on Lunith, because Swagger is mining, and that's just dangerous for Lunith. But
he's building cannons as well, because he doesn't have a gate anywhere. I think that's one of the best things he can do. Static deal.
I don't think he has a forge either. Those are all pylons. Just just HP buffers.
How do you build okay, I guess he built one cannon down at the whatever, the third side while he still had a forge.
Yeah. Oh man. So the game's in a very interesting state where what we see right now is what we're gonna get. And Lunith has to make lemonade right now.
Okay.
The entire force on the right bottom flank is cleaned up. All of the
However, Lunith won the other side. Okay, now but Swagger can
but,
just come back and fight.
Yes. Oh, he's gonna try and target the Nexus, and that's bold. That is really bold.
Oh my goodness.
He's gonna lose his entire army for it.
Well,
he does. He also loses the cannon, but the Observer survives, so not even DTs can change the state of this game. Neither player has enough money to rebuild a Nexus, so now it comes to, can 1 Archon and 1 Zealot beat 4 Archons, 5 Stalkers, 5 Sentries, 5 Immortals, 3 Immortals, and 3 Zealots? And my answer is no.
So, I don't even understand the diving on the Nexus decision.
I think that was...
Because, yeah, the Nexus is dead, but it's over. GG, guys. Swagger won. Yes, I'm so happy.
GG. That was a really intense kind of final.
That was absolutely a just snap decision from Swagger to go for the base trade, and he pulled it off. I
honestly felt like once I saw Lunith's army, once the armies went past each other, I felt like Swagger has a chance now, because if he can do damage, recall back, then he can do it. He decided not even to recall, just to go for the kill, and I think importantly he killed a lot of Lunith's. Swagger had enough bank when he went into the base trade, and also Swagger had a lot more of his probes survive. Lunith did not have many left. So Swagger saving the day here. That was an absolutely clutch game from Swagger. I'm speechless.
It was really, really fun to watch. I'm glad that we got to share that.
And man, I think, yeah, this is really a really huge win for us guys. Winning this week keeps our playoff hopes alive. We're 2-3 right now, and we can still definitely finish with a winning record. Now, if we went 1-4, that would have been very tough for us to come back. So playoff hopes are alive, and also we beat dLife, who is a very strong team. And beating Lunith there at the end, Lunith is a strong player. He's always has been, always will. So, good win for us. All right, yeah, I just want to give a huge shout out to Swagger. I mean, absolutely the MVP. Winning a game that I thought was lost. Ravage as well for showing up, putting up a good game against the first Master. You guys were really clutch. Also, our Diamonds, it seems to be always to be 2-2 with our Diamonds, but still put up strong games. Captain Canuck with that cheese, and Kino as well. So, thanks everyone for playing. It was a emotional roller coaster. Halfway through that last game, I thought, well, the season's almost over for us, but we ended up pulling it out. So, very happy, guys.
Absolutely fantastic.
Reading the chat, as you guys are just seeing it, that's got to be my favorite moment so far of the season. Maybe we'll see if we get any ones that can top that, but Swagger winning that game is high up on the highlights for me. All right, everybody, thank you for tuning in. We've got some viewers here in the early morning NA stream, and seemed like the stream was okay. I've 0 dropped frames. I hope that was watchable for you guys. And also, thank you, Snap, for casting with me. I thought it was going to be a solo cast, but I'm very glad that you showed up and helped me out.
Thank you for having me, and I am sorry about sleeping.
No, I actually thought that you weren't going to be here because I thought you said yesterday like you might not. I wasn't expecting you, so it's a pleasant surprise.
Oh, nice. Nice.
All right, guys. Your day, I hope, is infinitely improved now by the fact that Swagger just came back and we won a close 4-3 game against dLife. You guys should all have a fantastic day now. We started the day on a very high note, so very impressive, and I'm proud of everyone for getting this win. All right, that's going to be it for me, guys. Hope everyone has a fantastic weekend, and yeah,